4.2.2 How are logic gates created? You can choose from 4 groups of logic gates: binary functions, comparators, mathematical functions, and advanced features. All logic gates can be activated or deactivated for each object or group address via a special activation input V. To this end, the corresponding input can be linked to an object or a group address. If the input is 1, this gate is executed. If the value of the input is 0, the gate is deactivated and no signal is processed. Note: when the activation input V changes from 0 to 1, the logic is executed directly. The activation input can be linked to various data types. The following applies. If the value equals 0, then the logic is deactivated. If the value is not 0 or not linked, the logic is executed. The logic gates work internally with a double accuracy, as well as with positive and negative values. The following processing order applies. Data point type at the logical input is converted internally to double. A possible inversion is executed. The calculation of the logic gate is executed. A possible inversion is executed on the output. Transfer of the internal value to the data type of the logical output, and, if necessary, additional with value range validation and limitation. The logic gate must be selected to configure the properties. Properties. Send always. With each event at the input, an evaluation of the trigger condition is carried out and the result is sent to the bus. Send when correct. The condition is correct. Value. The value to be sent. Send when false. The condition is incorrect. Value. The value to be sent. Execute on init. After each download, reset, or reboot of the device, the trigger condition is evaluated and the result is sent to the bus. Note: the execution on initialization option requires that the read object values from bus upon restart parameter was activated. If inputs have no value, this is an undefined state. In this case, the trigger condition will not be evaluated. Analog values can also be sent. After a logical evaluation, this makes it possible to send, for example, a threshold value or a temperature. Inputs. The properties of the 4 possible internal inputs of a logic gate can be configured. Name. The names I1 to I4 or V are fixed in the logic gate and cannot be modified. Invert. The logic input can be inverted. Sending. Each received input value leads to an evaluation of the trigger condition. Link to. The logic input is linked to the relevant internal output of the input element. Outputs. The properties of the internal output of a logic gate can be configured. The following settings are available. Name. The name O1 is fixed in the logic gate and cannot be modified. Invert. The logic output can be inverted. Link to. The logic output is linked to the relevant internal input of the output element. Note: the following rules must be observed during inversion. Binary values are inverted binary. 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. Analogous values are negated. For example, 5 to -5 and -10 to 10. The assigned data point type is checked during the process. If, for example, the output of a gate calculates the value -5, but the data point type connected to the output has the type unsigned, the value is limited to the value range of the data point. In this case, the value sent is not the calculated value -5, but the limited value 0.